Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the new Marvel Legends Mysterio, which is part of the MCU now, in Spider-Man Far From Home. This is a movie figure, though it is shockingly similar to the comics. They did a really good job recreating it, I think. It's part of the Molten Man Build-A-Figure wave of Spider-Man Legends, and like I said, it's an MCU figure, so you can expect lots and lots of detail, and generally a nice level of quality, finish, and otherwise. So let's go ahead and take him off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 16.5 centimeters, no, closer to 16.25 centimeters, right around there. And that's going to make him about 6 3/8 inches. And as is expected, we have a fair bit of paint on this guy and lots of sculpting, and it looks really good. It's your average MCU figure. Well, it's one of your better MCU figures, which is almost the average because most of them are pretty good, except for some of them lately. Anyway, it looks pretty nice. We have a lot of paint on the chest and torso and arms and stuff. The helmet, I see what they were going for. I'm not a huge fan of the way they did it because you can see they clearly just flung some paint up there. So some of it just looks kind of like the nebulous that it's supposed to look like, but other parts just look like smeared paint. So it's not terrible by any means. I think it would have been cooler if it was more transparent and they did that effect on the inside of the helmet. That would have been really nice. But they didn't do that as far as I can tell. It feels and looks like it's on the outside, but still kind of pearly and cool looking, so I'll give it to them. Somebody needs to tell me about this, because I haven't seen the movie yet, so I could be totally way off base. But I'm assuming these should be symmetrical, like this one. Can we take the cape off? There we go. So this one is shaped like that. This one is missing a big chunk. Is that how it is in the movie? Why are they not the same? That's driving me nuts. I am very sure I have undiagnosed OCD to some extent, but that is like not even close to the same sculpt on both sides. What's the deal with that? Alright, well, you can see the cape pegs into the back a little bit, and we can talk about that real quick, because we're right here, and it is part of the aesthetic. It hangs almost in place. It's pretty close, but it's still not connected on the front at all. These guys should definitely have pegs to hold them in place. That one peg in the back is not great, and it comes unpegged very easily. So that's kind of a bummer. But otherwise, aesthetically speaking, this guy has a, how do we want to do this? Yeah, like that. This guy has a pretty cool look. They did a good job with the sculpt. It's nice and sharp and crispy. We have actually two tones of gold, the green, the purple, the other green. Very nicely done. Overall, the aesthetic gets a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I'll give it a 9. Although 8 for that. If that's not accurate, I'll give it an 8. If it is accurate, then we'll give it a 9. Alright, onto the accessories. We have 2 open hands that come on them in the package, and then 2 fist hands. That's it. No alternate head, no swooshies or anything like that, so that kind of blows. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. I really was hoping for some cool accessories, or at least I think an unmasked head would have been awesome, and I understand why they probably didn't do it, but to me, the unmasked head would have looked really nice on this guy. And the big gumball head is just, I mean, I get that. I know that's Mysterio, but it would have been cool to have an unmasked head. For me personally, I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think. So yeah, not a lot of accessories, kind of bummed out. Time for the articulation. You already saw the head's on a ball peg, so it moves around a bunch, though there's really no point to doing it. So you can do it, and there's a hinge, but he's got a big dome for a head, so why would you do that? Don't do that. Don't be weird. As for the shoulders, you get really good range out of them. They go up better than horizontal. Of course, rotation is going to be hindered by the cape, but you do technically get that range. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow is fine. It's built into the gauntlets really nicely, so that's good. Wrists have a swivel and a hinge. Diaphragm joint is pretty good going back. Doesn't go forward really at all. Side to side's pretty good, and rotation's pretty good. And that's it for the torso, so that's kind of a bummer. Leaning forward, it can't. Leaning back, it can really far. What the heck? Hips go all the way forward really nicely, no problems there. Not back at all. Out to the sides, pretty far. I'll take that. Thigh swivel is pretty good. Don't know why they didn't hide it in that joint though. Can't really tell anyway, so it's okay. Not the joint. Hide it right here in the sculpt is what I meant to say. Double jointed knees work nicely. That's fine. And then for the ankle, we go all the way back and pretty far forward, and we get an ankle rocker, though the joint is kind of loose. So ultimately, the articulation is pretty good other than the diaphragm joint, so I'll give it an 8 I guess. Yeah, I'll give it an 8. Everything worked pretty nicely. So, final verdicts on this guy. It looks good. It's basically as good as the movie figures come. That's about what we can expect for the good ones. And it articulates pretty well, and it doesn't have good accessories. So, final verdict, 8 out of 10. Looks awesome for the most part. Crap accessories, and that's about it. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to consider it, because I have new videos out just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.